you, what up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. Maryam here. I don't know if you can tell, but this video is about blush. So in it, I'm going to be ranking the best blushes of 2023 so far. I'm going to give you my top 5 and I'm going to count down. I'm going to talk about all the different price points, why they are the best this year. I'm going to do some comparisons. I'm going to show you close-ups. We'll talk colors. So I hope this is a video that you will find helpful. If you do, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. And let's get into it. Top 5 blushes of 2023 so far. Let's hit it. Okay, clean face. I just have a very light sheer layer of Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder on my face. Shade 6 is what I'm wearing. Just the tiniest hint of this product, but I will be applying some of these blushes onto my face. So just wanted to let you know what's underneath. Also, if you are new to my channel, you should probably know that I am an oily skin type. I am acne prone, and because of my oily skin, I have some texture issues, some enlarged pores, some bumps. I don't really have an issue with fine lines or wrinkles just yet, but pores, bumps, dark spots, acne spots, that's more my forte and what I'm familiar with. So just wanted to let you know. Why am I sharing this? Because I think it's an important component to share when choosing your blush for those specific reasons. So when I choose my blush, I want to make sure that it is skin perfecting for me. I want to make sure that it's not emphasizing my bumps or my pores or my acne marks or even my dark spots. So that's sort of like the criteria that I look for when choosing the perfect blush for me. All right, so without further ado, let's get into these top 5. In the number 1 slot, I have a unique product from the brand Half Magic Beauty. I still have it in their compostable compacts, which are really cute, but Half Magic does offer some magnetic palettes that you can pop these blushes or their eyeshadows into. So I do have a blush right here. One of the ones that I use most frequently is the shade Pink Mushroom, just like a nudie, corally, pinky type of shade. But what I like about this product is how unique it is. It is a very cushiony, creamy type of formula that goes on very light, but it can be built up. Also, there's a genius brush that comes with this product. Of course, it is sold separately, but this brush is like ideal for applying this product. In fact, I think mine is dirty and I just had it cleaned and I am sure that it is sitting on like my kitchen counter and I'm sure it's drying. But anyway, this blush is $22. It has some really cool funky shades. There's actually only 5 shades in the collection. This is probably my most favorite shade. It is this unique purple type of blush that looks like it's very intimidating for anyone who is not of a much deeper complexion. However, this is actually very, very wearable. Like I said, what I love about this blush is that it goes on somewhat sheer. It is a very flexible type of formula that you can apply very sheerly or you can build it up. So I guess this is one of the ones that I'm going to show you today. And this color, I have to say, I don't reach for it often, but it is one of my favorites just because it is so juicy and is so refreshing and unique. This one's called Only Drama. I'm going to use the Keys Soul Care blush brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit and look how dainty and how flattering this color looks, especially if you have a tan complexion, if you have a warm or olive skin tone. This will pop against because of how cool and how different it is from your skin tone or from your skin tone's undertones. This will pop. I also think this would look really, really great on super fair complexions. And because it can be built up, deeper complexions can totally pull off this color as well. I love this one, and even though I don't reach for it super often, I think for $22, this is something that's unique. This is something that is flattering. If you're going for that purple blush trend, that beautiful, juicy berry type of look, I feel like that one's next. We already have the strawberry makeup. I feel like juicy berry is coming up come fall. You watch. This is the blush. I'm obsessed with it. I love it for $22. This is from Euphoria's makeup artist, Donnie Davy. So this is her perspective on makeup. I love it. And I love all the shades. We've got a nice chocolate brown. We've got a pretty peach. Got a beautiful watermelon color. And of course the nude. At the number 5 slot. Oily skin friendly, will not emphasize your texture or your bumps or your acne scars. Just beautiful, brilliant. I love it. Half Magic. So I was done with my number 5 blush and then searching for my number 4 blush, and guess what? I left it in the other room. So before I get to number 4, just wanted to show you that brush, the Half Magic Genius blush brush. This one is amazing and I will recommend it. Even though this is not about brushes, it just needed to be mentioned. In the number 4 slot, we have a matte blurring, diffusing type of blush from none other than Jaclyn Cosmetics by Jaclyn Hill. And this blush is one of my favorites this year so far. I love it so much. So there are 5 shades altogether. The shades are fun, vibrant, and bright. We've got a lavender and a Barbie pink over here. In my monitor, they both look the same color. I don't know why. Probably because the camera can't calibrate for colors this bright. But this is such a great blush. I reach for it a lot actually. And specifically, I reach for these 2 shades. They are my favorite. But there's also a really lovely peach and a couple of other colors. But these 2 have been my favorites. They've been on repeat. I love how smoothing and perfecting this blush is. I love that it is matte. I love that it has this diffusing sort of feel on the skin. So what I'm gonna do is give you, I guess, a little bit of a demonstration. I already have the purple happening here, and I know it doesn't really give the same effect had I just applied it to my bare skin, but bear with me. Notice how this product instantly diffuses and blurs your skin texture. This is what I specifically like this Jaclyn Cosmetics Heat Pop blush for. It is extremely skin perfecting, and the burst of color is just the perfect amount of color. It is sheer enough, but it is also pigmented enough to be noticeable, and I'm a big fan. This blush, like I said, has been on repeat. I like it a lot. This is a $24 product, 5 shades, like I said. I'm gonna pop a little bit of pink on the top, and something like this, honestly, like something a little bit creamy underneath, topped with a perfecting powder blush. This is something that will last all day on my oily AF skin. But of course, I typically just wear it alone. This is a lot of color for me, but just wanted to show you that this is a keeper and it's one of my favorites for the year. That's not to say that I enjoyed the cream blush from Jaclyn Cosmetics that came out this year. That product, in my opinion, was actually one of the worst. I did not like the colors. I felt like they were all very orangey and kind of like very similar to each other. I also thought it was too pigmented and too fussy and just too difficult to use. This was literally the opposite experience. So 2 different products from the same brand, 2 complete opposite experiences for me. Let's move on. In the number 3 slot, I have a drugstore brand blush that is so inexpensive, but so good, it rivals some of the higher end brands out there. And I'm talking about none other than Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. I love this one. This is $6 a pop. There's about 9 shades altogether, so you can collect all of them. The cool thing about this blush is that it is actually all very wearable. All the shades are super, super flattering. They're all kind of nudie, but with a pop of color. I like that they offer a little bit of luminosity as opposed to the other 2 that I mentioned that are totally matte. This has more of a satin, slightly luminous finish depending on the shade. Out of the 9 shades, I kept 4. One of them, of course, just fell on the floor and crushed my whole entire day. Literally, I was so sad, I almost cried. Yes, I'm that girl. It is the prettiest shade, Pretty Peach. So sad. Rest in peace. But there's still a little bit left, so you know. And it's $6. I can afford to replace it. Anyway, my other favorite shade is the shade called Bold Heart. This one is really, really, really flattering, really stunning. What I like about this blush is that it's also very smooth on the skin. It doesn't feel like too much pigment where you have to work it into your skin and blend it out. This is just a one and done kind of easy application. And the colors, like I said, are so, so flattering. Definitely a keeper. And it's $6 a pop? What? Need I say more? I think not. Okay, so the next 2 blushes are probably my most used since discovering them. These are my most used of 2023. I literally reach for one or the other, but of course, I reach for number 2 slightly less than I reach for number 1. So here goes. My number 2 favorite blush for 2023 thus far is none other than, did you guess it? Did you guess it? Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder Flushed. So this is a blush, but the same formula as the Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder that I'm already wearing all over my face. So basically it's the same cream to powder, stretchy type of formula that's a little bit sheer, but also can be built up to very pigmented. I love the fact that the shades are super inclusive. So there's a shade for everyone, for all complexions, whether you prefer bright or muted or nude or coral. Literally, it's great. And there's also an orange. I will admit there are some shades that I prefer over others in this collection. Like I don't ever really reach for shade Jubilee. It's just like a little bit too brown, too bronzy for me. for that, I'd rather just go for a bronzer. I never really reach for Dancing Queen. I feel like this particular purple is a little bit too pigmented. It's not as sheer as the Half Magic purple that I did show you. So not every shade is a go for me, but there's so much variety in these 6 shades that there's definitely a shade for everyone. My favorite shade from the collection, and the one that I reach for the most, is shade Rosé and Brunch. So I'm gonna actually apply this onto my face. I'm gonna use the Half Magic brush. Always say this, I don't know what's wrong with my brain. I cannot seem to separate the word brush from the word blush, especially when filming videos. So this is similar to the Half Magic blush in the sense that it is a cream to powder formula, but this one is much more pigmented. So look how much product I picked up, and look how it applies. Of course, if you love the color the way that I love this color, Rosé and Brunch, then it won't be a problem. But shearing it out, like I said, is not really the idea here. To me, this blush is a pop of color type of blush. I love the matte finish. I love that it just blends into a powder soft type of texture. You don't need to set it with powder because, like I said, it is a cream to powder formula. However, you can apply powder on top if you want to intensify your blush for some reason. Not that I would want to. I feel like this is enough for me. But this is one of my most reached for blushes, specifically this shade, and I honestly can't complain. $25, 6 inclusive shades, skin perfecting, balm to powder finish, Rosé and Brunch is my favorite shade. And now for my number 1 blush, my number 1 most used blush, and also my most favorite reached for blush that I use every single color from the collection of, goes to none other than Too Faced Cloud Crush blush. This is my favorite blush of the year thus far. I love it. I use up all of the 6 shades. They're all so fun and wearable and pretty, flattering. There's enough variety in these shades to suit all tastes. But obviously my favorite thing about this blush is the formula. The formula is super skin perfecting. It is even more skin perfecting than the Jaclyn Hill Heat Pop, even though that one is one of the more perfecting blush formulas. This one literally applies like a cloud. Not literally, but figuratively. It feels like a cloud. It feels so super soft on the skin. It blurs your imperfections. It blurs your pores. It doesn't settle into any pores or fine lines if you have those. It is just the perfect amount of color to blush. It looks incredible. This is my favorite shade, Candy Clouds. I reach for it all the time. But then again, I also am a huge fan of Golden Hour. This is just such a beautiful everyday pop of color. If you're looking for a pop of color in your blush, I reach for this one often as well. I'm a huge fan of Tequila Sunset. This is just stunning, corally, perfect for the beach, for the golden hour. Watermelon Rain is beautiful, especially if you have a caramel to a deeper skin tone. This color will pop. And last but not least, if you're looking for something a little bit more on the nudie side, Head in the Clouds is their nude shade, and I use that one a lot too. So there's not a shade in here that I don't reach for. I always grab this one, especially when I'm in a rush and I just need something quick. I like to do the blushing cheekbone, temple, eyeshadow thing, the swirl that you do that magically makes you look put together. It just works. So today I'm gonna grab something different. Perhaps let's go for Tequila Sunset, since I have like a very corally blush happening here. I do want to show you how it applies. You'll definitely be able to see the difference. Just gonna use this Rare Beauty blush. Brush. This is a brush. This is a blush. Maryam, get it together. What I like about this is that it is super intuitive. There's no special way to apply this blush. You can just swipe up or down. You can tap it, you can swirl it, you can do whatever. It is perfect. It applies perfectly. It stays looking colorful. And for me, as someone with oily skin, this is something that's important. I want my blush colors to stay vibrant because my oily skin tends to eat up all the color by the end of the day. So if it appears bright and fades a little bit by the end of the day, I'm okay with that. I'm not mad. Look how skin perfecting this is. Even more skin perfecting than this. So this is a $29 product, the most expensive out of all the ones that I've mentioned so far. And it is my top pick for the best blush of 2023 so far. But this video is not done yet. So here's a little bonus. I do have some bonus blushes that I'm loving. I didn't actually include it in the top 5 roundup because they were a little bit above the price point that I wanted to share. Still, I like these blushes. a lot. So let's go with the first bonus blush that I love a lot. It is Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Veil. The shade Just Peachy is probably my most used one. This is a cream blush. It doesn't necessarily set to powder, not like the others that I mentioned. So this is something that would be better for normal to dry skin because it does have a little bit of that balmy dew once you apply it on. But it, again, is a very flexible formula that you can apply over your foundation or under. Really, really, really pretty colors, inclusive shades, and just a lovely buildable type of formula. So these are $30, a little bit pricey, but you do get a lot of product, so that's good. My favorite colors from the collection are the Pinch Me Pink and of course the Just Peachy that I showed you. Number 2 bonus blush is actually a cream to powder, and it is from YENSA Beauty, an AAPI owned brand. So this is a $32 blush. There are 7 shades. Pink Bliss is my most used one. This is the most perfect Barbie pink you'll ever find. And the formula is also very, very flexible. Kind of similar to the blushes in the Danessa Myricks cream color palettes. There's a pink blush in that palette, and this formula reminds me very much of that. It is a little bit more on the pigmented side, but it applies very dreamy, very, very easy, kind of intuitive, cream, but definitely sets to powder. Easy to use, gorgeous color, but I can't say that I've tried all the colors even though I have all the colors. I'm kind of like addicted to this one shade, and I also use another shade called Whisper Nude, but the rest I still have to kind of get into, which is why it's a bonus. And the final bonus blush is the most expensive of them all, and this may not be for everyone's taste. I am talking about the HAUS Labs blush. This one is crazy vibrant. The colors in here are outrageously bold in the best sense of the word. This one right here probably inspired a lot of the pink blushes that you see now. It wasn't really the Barbie trend. I feel like it was this blush. The shade is Dragon Fruit Dazzle, I don't know. My compact is a little dirty. This is a blush that is very pigmented. The colors go a long way. You need the tiniest amount, so it's not like the easiest to use. But if you are looking for a bright, bold, gorgeous color payoff type of blush, look no further. This is it. $38 a pop, not cheap. And there's definitely more wearable shades in the collection. And I feel like the collection is inclusive enough. Even though there's only 4 shades, there's definitely a color for everyone. So I had to just include this as a bonus product. I like the fact that it is a matte formulation. I like that it's different from everything else. The fact that it's so punchy, the fact that it's so bold and so pigmented is nice. Also, it is infused with fermented arnica, so that's really good. And bonus, on a bonus, it is talc free, which is kind of unusual for such a pigmented, such a shockingly bright blush. All right, you guys, I think that is my roundup for the best blushes of 2023 so far. Let me know what are some of your favorites. And also, I will have you know that if a certain blush did not make the cut in this video, it's probably because I just didn't enjoy it much. And I for certain want to know what are some of your favorite blushes for 2023. Let me know, and don't just let me know, let everyone else know so we could talk in the comments downstairs. All right, you guys, I am going to zoom on out. I'm going to wish you a peace out and a farewell. I'm going to invite you to check out more of my videos over here. And on that positive vibe and note, I'm gonna say deuces.